Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. Today I'm going to do a review on the Microfinishing HD foundation, which looks like this. I'm going to be showing you kind of periodically what my face looked like after applying the foundation. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like freshly applied, and then I'll give you like a little clip of what it looks like 4 hours into it, and then now. It's now 11 hours since I applied it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I'll jump into my review and my thoughts on this product. The time now, it is currently 11:59, and I've had this foundation for about 5 hours now, and this is the way it looks like. Now I know it's through camera, so you might see white, but I don't know why if this is an HD foundation and it's supposed to look good in camera. But anyways, that's the way it looks like, and I will insert a picture of the way it looks like on this angle and on this angle, which I will take you there in just a moment. But I do want to say that I did not mess with my settings. I didn't make it darker or lighter or whatever. It is at the natural preset lighting setting in the camera, if you know what I'm talking about. But this is the way the foundation looks like whenever you're looking straight down with natural lighting. And that's pretty much the way it looks like. Now, setting you back there, if I draw back, I notice that you can kind of see the way the foundation looks like in person, which actually does not look that bad. I do have oiliness in my T-zone area, on my cheeks, on my chin, a little bit on the bridge of my nose. That's the way it looks like, and I do notice a tiny bit of separation with the oiliness. It's a tiny bit darker, but it is not a complete shade darker than my skin tone. It is still within the same range. So it's a 521 now, and this is the way the foundation looks like. It's still, well, not still, I did get oily again in the general T-zone and a little bit in the cheeks area. So I'm gonna go ahead and blot. So that's what it looks like. I got a little bit of rub off from the makeup. The product retails for $42 currently, and the shade that I was matched to is N127. It is 1.01 ounces, and then along with it I got the Makeup Forever high definition powder. It's the microfinishing powder. They do have the press form of this, but this is just the loose powder, and this is 0.17 ounces, and it retails for $19. It's almost like a little bit under $1 per ounce. The consistency is super watery, so I'll show you that now. So it's watery, and there it goes. So I did mention this is a shade number 127 Dark Sand, and it's for medium skin with yellow undertones. And I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that out so you see how well it matches my skin. So this has foundation and this does not. It does blur a lot, like you can't see my veins a lot with the foundation as opposed to without. So it does cover up, and it is a natural foundation, which was medium to buildable coverage, as they say. The way it looks here is usually the way it looks right on whenever I do apply it. A little bit lighter whenever I apply it, and then it takes a little bit to warm into your skin. So the shade ranges, they have so many, and it's a little bit easier to find your shade that is right on point as opposed to a little bit dark or a little bit too yellow or pink or whatever the case may be. So you can just get matched and get your shade. So the shade range is awesome. This product has a pump, which is very convenient, and it allows to dispense the product out in more clean and very hygienic fashion, so that's good. It is a natural coverage and it is also buildable. Now when you build it up, it doesn't look cakey quickly unless you overly build it up. This foundation also is hydrating, so I really do recommend this for people who are dry or normal skin. I purchased this around winter, which was in February, and at that time my skin was dry. It was needing some hydration, so that's why I went in to change my foundation. And this really helped, and I loved the way it looked at that moment up until like midway of spring. Now for the cons, this product is $42, so that's a little bit on the higher end side of this foundation. I feel like it should be priced at $35. So that's just my opinion on the price, but it is a higher end foundation and it does what it does. This foundation also creases and settles in fine lines. For me, that would be under my eye area. I have these little lines right here, so it will settle in there. The way I prevent it, I just literally swipe the product off to keep as much product as I can from there once it starts settling, and that way it kind of prevents it from settling in the future. It looks absolutely amazing, flawless, beautiful. The first 2 hours of wear, I find that I have to set it with a little bit of a much heavier powder in order for it to withstand and just to be a little bit more long wearing and keeping that flawless look to my skin. For me, it starts getting oily between the 3.5 and 4 hour mark, but I guess that's expected from a natural covering foundation. This rubs off easily on clothing, so if you're gonna go out shopping and you're gonna try on a whole bunch of stuff, I recommend you to be careful because it will rub off on the clothing if you rub it so close to your face. Now whenever I patted it off, not a lot of foundation came off because it is gently patted as opposed to rubbing it or creating friction between some type of material. I noticed that if you're exposed to heat or humidity, your foundation starts to separate a little bit more, maybe because it is more of a watery consistency, so it kind of slides off, if you will, as opposed to if you were in a place where it's more dry. Since it's hydrating, it has something to stick into if your skin is dry at the moment, which more than likely it will be if you're in such dry climate. This foundation, in my opinion, is an all year long foundation. Even though it is summer and I have like a love-hate relationship with it at the moment, I do definitely like it for the late fall, all winter, and early spring. After the mid to late spring, it comes to get a little bit on the negative side for me, but it is super lightweight and very convenient for summer. If you are dry or normal, this foundation would be awesome and you would love it, because I mean, again, I have changed my skin as the seasons go along, so I know each phase and I like it whenever I'm in that stage. If you are oily, I don't recommend it unless you have a heavy duty finishing powder, which I'm not quite sure there's a lot of heavy-duty finishing powder. A powder that I have found that is a little bit heavy depending on how well you control it is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, but of course that does have some pigment as opposed to a translucent powder. Now, since I'm talking about powders, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick review on the Microfinishing powder from the HD line. The big size is 0.3 ounces and it's $34. This powder is finely milled. It looks like this. It has a little sifter in there so it can protect your control of how much product you dispense out. So that's the product there. I'm not even sure if you can see it. But the whole packaging is plastic. It's about like the full size of my pinky and about that big. So it is a small product, but I've been able to use it almost daily since I got it, and it's been about 5 months, so it's holding up. So I can safely say that it lasts about 6 months, maybe even 7 months, depends how heavy you use it. But it is very easy to just put a thin layer and be happy with your foundation. I haven't tried wearing this alone. I don't think it would do anything since it's white translucent, so it's not giving coverage and it won't be adding any pigment to diffuse any discoloration of some kind. It doesn't tone correct in my opinion. Whenever it's on top of the foundation, it doesn't change the foundation. It only goes from being a natural to a demi matte finish. for about 3 hours, and then it starts getting oily, and then it's like you don't even have powder on top of your foundation. I do like this powder on top of heavy duty foundations because it is light, so it just has a little tint that can be added to your foundation just to finish it off and lock it and seal it basically. With this foundation, since it is natural and that is lightweight, it's not a perfect combination. You would think it would be, but in my opinion it's not. Now, I do live in a hot and humid area. This foundation is highly hyped here on YouTube. A lot of people like it. They recommend it for photography since it is an HD foundation, and it doesn't have SPF. A lot of people recommend it for like weddings and special events like that. Now, would I recommend this product for a special events? It is good with photos. Video, however, I'm not quite sure. I tried showing you the way it looks, and I get like a white cast. And now I did not change the settings to my camera. I did use natural lighting. Right now I do have a lamp right here just to even my face out so I won't look like a ghost. But on natural lighting with a camera, it's okay. With artificial lighting, it kind of helps you a little bit out. It's kind of the way you would look if you were in a photography setting where you have all these lights and the camera's right in the middle, kind of being balanced between all the lights. Me personally, I wouldn't wear this foundation for my wedding. It does get a little bit darker whenever I'm, I guess, warmer or hotter or sweating or something. It does start to separate as well. It does show oil through. I don't entirely hate this foundation, but if I had to give it a rating between 1 and 5, 5 being the best, it would be a 4. I would repurchase this product because I do like it whenever it's a fall, winter, and spring, but not during summertime. I can get away with it, but I'll have that conflict, and not the way that I do love it throughout the remaining seasons. So if you have any questions, leave that down below. I tried to give you as much information as I could. Now I may be missing some, but if you have any doubts, just reach me out and I'll try to clarify anything that I can. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you, and I'll probably insert a picture of what it looks like so many hours afterwards, but I'm not quite sure. Like, rate, and subscribe if you have anything. Again, put that down below, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!